Hey everyone, or no one. No one's in here yet. That's okay. That is quite all right. I am excited. Hello, hello. Hello, hello. Hello everyone. Hello. Hello. How is everyone today? Hi. Hey. All right. Hello. Hey Megan. All right. So today's episode is sponsored by New Jersey's own Daily Dose CBD. So when you're not smoking joints and your joints are just hurting you, you can use their wonderful topicals. My mom swears by them. So if that means anything to you, my mom is an OG. So trust and believe in these products, guys. All right. So today we are going to be talking with Bouqé Rolling Papers, CK, and Jamal. Gonna be talking about what it's like to be in the industry, and especially like as a Black-owned business in the cannabis industry, and what is gonna be in their future. So I think that that's something that we should all look forward to, because that gives hopes for a lot of us, especially with social equity being like an issue within the plant touching community. To have something that is ancillary business, I think is very important. So let me get them in here. Let me turn off my lo-fi. I just realized I have my lo-fi playing in the background. Oops. All right. Let's get y'all in here.
Oh, yeah.
I caught you off guard.
Trying to get situated. How you doing?
How are you today?
How you doing?
Where are you guys based at? Where are you coming from today?
We in DC. We actually at the crib right now.
Okay. I was like, all right.
What about yourself?
Well, I'm based in New Jersey. Honeysuckle's in New York.
Okay.
What exit in New Jersey?
Hmm?
What exit? Y'all speak exits.
They changed the exits recently.
Okay.
Shout out to 318.
I'd be exit 11. I'd be exit 11 on the turnpike. That's me.
There we go.
So it's nice to meet you. If you guys want to just introduce yourselves for the audience, because I don't think some of the people joining us here are new and may have heard of you and your products.
Gotcha. Well, my name is CK Dunson. I'm the founder of Bouqé Rolling Papers. I'm from Georgia, Albany, Georgia. Made my way up here to Washington, D.C., and then the rest has been history.
I'm Jamal Waite, brand manager for Bouqé Rolling Papers. I'm from DC, so I was the DC plug, I guess.
Right. Have you guys ever been to like Women Grow? They had the leadership summit down there. Did you attend that at all by chance?
Not that particular event, but we've definitely been to a couple of different ones up there in New York, and just been around them as well, like at different events. So we're quite familiar with them.
All right, cool. Can you tell me about when did you guys start? Because people want to get into this business and they have these dreams of, we're gonna do this. We're gonna this is just gonna happen. Like, when did you guys start? So like people need to know how long it's gonna take them, to have a business and whatnot. So how long have you guys been in business for?
Yeah. I founded in 2017, and that whole first year, it was really like getting the name, finding out how you're gonna get it produced, trademarking. That's really what that first year entailed. And then after that, the team kind of formed, like they always say, like Voltron. And we've been just hitting, like, I like it into like the Chitlin circuit, where we go into different places, different spaces, different events, and just trying to meet as many people as we can and connect. And like, our big thing is, we're putting it on for the culture. So when you engage with us, when you interact with us, you already know what it is. It feels like family. And so you know that when we, through our business, we want to take that business and give back to our community versus other brands. You know, they take the money, they take it out, they don't ever put nothing back in. So it's been about 3 years though. It's been a 3-year journey. That whole first year though was really crossing your T's and dotting your I's. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah. So we've been like, I'm about 3 years in as well, and it's great to see how you know, cannabis in general has changed. But the one thing that I wanted to really drive home to people is like having an ancillary business. Like an ancillary business is something like we all are bringing to the table, where it is maybe an apparatus that you're using to use your cannabis medicine versus, you know, a lot of people want to get into cannabis and they think, oh, well, I'm going to open a dispensary. I'm going to start a grow operation. How did you find yourself, you know, picking, okay, well, maybe I'm going to try rolling papers? Like what led you to that?
Really just understanding my circumstances and what I had available to me. Like I initially, when the whole, you know, when things started going legal, I'm like, I want a dispensary too. But, you know, you got to realize like, okay, I don't have that money. I don't necessarily have those connections with people who are making those, giving out the licenses. So it's like, what's your next best thing? And for me, I've always been a joint roller. I've always loved papers. And when the name hit me, I'm like, yeah, this the one right here. Like bouquet, flowers, like I can see how, yeah, this the one. So after that, you just gotta run with it at that point and just see it through. Just understanding what cards you're playing with.
Yeah, you know, and when you think of an idea, you really do. You just have to run with it, because this is like, I keep telling people, it's like the Wild West. Like, you just gotta, if you have an idea, go, because you never know. Like somebody else might have a version of it, but as long as you're putting your sauce on it, it's yours. It's nobody else's. Like, so what makes your paper special then? Like, what?
I will be honest with you. So, one, we really developed a paper that it's not a harsh paper, right? So like, I am the backwoods smoker of the group. I make no bones about that. I started on leaves, and I would use paper as patches to just like, oh, my leaf got a hole in it, and patch it up with some paper, right? I tried other papers and they were too thick. And I was like, nah, you tasting, it's like you using a piece of notebook paper, right? So I'm like, this ain't it. Our papers are thin paper. It really lets the quality of the flower be shown. So you're going to taste the flower. You're not going to have anything in the background that's, you know, throwing that off. They're durable. They're our cardboard. So the filters that we have, right? We have a cardboard filter. So it's not like the some of the perforated filters that you get from some of our competitors, I would say. Once they get a little damp, it's a wrap. So you know, a lot of times the mouthpiece clogs up, and now you're back to trying to figure that out. With our papers, it really stands up and holds up really good. It's a quality smoke, and like I said, we're smokers, so we wanted to produce I say this, and I'm saying it to jokingly as possible. Saying this is that we made papers for ourselves. Y'all just happen to get the benefits of it. Like we wanted to make a quality something for ourselves, and that's what, you know what I'm saying. Everything that we've made has been like, I would want this, and maybe we hope others would too. Like, you know what I'm saying. So that's kind of our mindset.
Well, now you've mentioned smoking, and you told me that you're smokers. I need to know how expert of smokers you are. So how long have you been smoking for? That
I will say I started the game late, right? I did not start smoking until I was pledging my fraternity, our fraternity, and then I started. So I'm like 2004, 2003, 4.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm 10 plus in the game myself. So.
Okay. All right.
Yeah,
so we have.
I've seen the change in like weed strains. You know, like, from the old school strains to this new stuff now. So like I got a little skin in the game.
Okay. So that's that's what I want to hear, because it's we have a lot of people that are coming into the industry, and I don't want to shame anybody,
No,
but
no, and they have no understanding. Yeah.
yeah, if you can't, like how you said, like, we're reaping the benefits of a product that you want to try. It's the same thing with my topicals. Like,
Yeah.
I started making them because I'm a massage therapist. Like,
Hey.
I would use it on my hands. I wouldn't tell my client.
Right.
I just blew up my own spot. But but
Ain't
then
nothing
people are
wrong with
like, wow, this is great. So started selling it. Like, unless you're actually using that, like, I find that is the highest, ooh, pun intended, highest sense of
it.
professionalism. It really, really is.
Yeah.
And I really appreciate that, when and even being honest that you're a little late in the game. I appreciate that.
Yeah, I appreciate it.
Full transparency.
You're right.
Yeah, like, seriously. Can you tell us about a partnership? You have a partnership with Curaleaf, is it?
Yeah. So we're working on something. We can't really speak on too much on it now, just because it's still happening. But basically, Cureleaf, one of the biggest dispensary chains in the country right now, they're having this social equity program where they're bringing on brands that they feel like the culture will want, and then they're giving brands like ourselves a platform to get that retail reach across the nation. So. And that goes to show, like, if you do the work and you keep going and you actually just do the work, things will come to you and you'll be prepared for it. Like, when they approached us, they're like, hey, are you able to do this, produce this amount, ship out here? I'm like, yeah, because we've been doing the work so far. So there's no problem to be able to ship to all your locations and different stores. But yeah, basically they're doing their part, keeping their promise about giving back into the community, investing into the community. And, because we've been doing the work and we continue to do the work, we were able to take advantage of the opportunity. And hopefully, we can make a beautiful relationship for years to come.
Yeah. So, I mean, I know you said you can't speak on it much, but so it wouldn't just be confined to the DC area. You're saying?
Nope. We will plan to roll out nationwide.
Okay.
Yeah.
See, look at that. 3 years across the nation. Like, that's all that it takes. And
yeah.
I'm just like, that makes me so happy to see, you guys thriving. Like, you really are. It's not like you're really setting yourself apart. And I really appreciate that. And and it's not just papers that you're offering. I saw that what is it? I saw one of them Instagram reels that you had of the rolling tray in it.
Yeah. So we try and drop those like Jordans, you know what I'm saying? We want to create different tray designs, limited edition. If you really rock with us, you're going to get that tray that drops. And then we put that tray in the video and people are like, oh, I want to get it. Like, we should have got it when it came out. So we really try and drop it like Jordans and make it. Our whole thing is we want to give people affordable luxury, even on our brand, our packaging, and even how we release things. So with the trays, we're going to drop them here. We'll do a lead up, a build up, drop another design. Like, we got some things coming out soon with like different designs, and it's only going to be a limited edition, but the people that get it's going to be special, because it's not going to be too much that's out there. So we're really trying to work this exclusivity, this high end for our brand.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
Yeah, we're working on growing our product line from just papers. Like papers, we have our cones, we got our trays, we got our apparel. We're gonna be dropping some new apparel too, releasing it the same way, exclusivity, limited drops. That's gonna be our way.
And will that be also available, in the stores, or are you actually? Part of my ignorance, but are you actually available in storefronts right now, currently?
Yes, we're in a few storefronts. Not in New Jersey just yet. We're gonna make that happen. Yeah, we're gonna make that happen soon. But especially throughout the DMV, we're in a couple places out here.
All right. Word. That's awesome. Do you have any, like, who would be your ultimate partnership?
An ultimate partnership.
One thing, I've been having in my head, it's not a particular person, but I would love to work with growers and create like an exclusive pre-roll line for Bouqé, like a partnership that way. It's like, I'm a fan of your growing. I love your flowers. We want to put that into our pre-roll, tastemakers, And if we like it, again, like what he said, if we like it, we sure other people like it too and release it like that. So like an exclusive pre-roll line with like our favorite growers. We know a few growers right now, but there's no particular one off the top of my head.
That I would be like, do that. But I think that's probably, like, I think it's the like, we're you know, like I said, so we are smokers. We're fans of good tree and everything, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, it's almost like that Nike and Off-White collabo or something like that. It's like those kind of collabos that we are really, you know what I'm saying? Like, you gotta put, if you want to put your greatest flower, you gotta put it in a bouquet because it's a great flower. Like, you know what I'm saying? So you gotta put your great flower in a bouquet. Like, make it make sense. Make it make sense. So, like, you know what I'm saying? So that's all we trying to do, though.
Yeah. I have to ask you, because now I'm like, how did you come up with the name? Because you did not say that.
I'm really not gonna lie to you. I had the Jade in my hand. I had some flowers, and I was crumbling it down. I probably like sparked before then, you know what I'm saying? And then I was twisting it up. I'm like, this is like I got a bouquet in my hand. But the thing was, I had the idea, but then I had to change it up to where I could trademark it. You know what I'm saying? 'Cause it's hard to just trademark bouquet spelled the normal way. So I had to finesse it where you could, when you see it, you know how to pronounce it as bouquet. But I could trademark it a different way. So that's where the E with the little apostrophe mark over the top came in.
Till day.
That's what it is. Yeah, till day. Till day. Yeah, I put a little till day on top of it to get it trademarked. But actually, at first, the name was MJ Bouquet. That was the original first name, and then it got shortened down to just Bouquet. But it happened rolling up a J, honestly.
Okay, I knew it had to have been you were either in a sesh with somebody.
That's what the best ideas.
That's what the best ideas. Like, we have been, honestly, we sit and sometimes bounce ideas off, and it'll be like the practice safe. Yeah, the practice safe sesh. One of our teachers that we just did. I was smacked. I'm not gonna sit here and lie to you. Like, I was fried.
His
like,
best ideas come off the Jack Herrera.
Yeah, Jack Herrera off the late night. Like, you hit me at like 2:00 in the morning. I'm Einstein. Like, it's like I'm sitting there drawing things on a big ass chalkboard and everything. like this will work, guys. I'm trying to tell you. But yeah,
we have, like, sometimes we just got those sessions and the ideas just ping around. And once he said practice safe session, Ben kind of did something else with it. It was like we was off to the races with that one. Yeah. That's been a staple thing for us. So it's really too. It's about the chemistry. You know what I'm saying? Like, your team got to have good chemistry, because I tell a lot of people too, you can't do it all by yourself. There's no way me by myself, we would never be this far. Like, the amount of ground that we cover just from having everybody who's bought into the idea, you can't. It's hard to duplicate that with just one person.
How big is your team?
We're 7 strong.
Great.
Some people, yeah. Don't mind.
It's great.
You gotta shout them out, you know, right? You got to shout them out.
The what?
You got to shout them out, you know, right?
Yeah. So shout out to Alexa, shout out to Vic, shout out to Ben, shout out to Keely, shout out to Cameron, shout out to Kelly. I'm gonna say shout out to Grade A. He helps us with our designs and all that stuff. Shout out to Olot Photography. Shout out to Marijuana Matters. You know what I'm saying? They be repping. That's the hometown. Soul Squad.
Yeah, Soul Squad. When I say Soul Squad, that's our printer.
So even if it's not in our immediate team, we do work with other local businesses. Like, when we make money, we make sure we spread that money throughout our community and make sure that dollar circulates. So, you know, we have an immediate team, and then we have a team right outside that kind of handles everything else for us.
Yeah, and that's so important. And like you said, you have to have a good team, and it seems that you already have. There's something big that I always talk about: a growth mindset. Yeah. That you're not just stuck where you are, thinking that you need to do everything, and you know, even that smoking and coming up with an idea. You know, for so many years, people would tell us that, you know, you're not going to be anything because you're smoking, or, you know, you have less ideas. No. Y'all came up with a t-shirt idea. You can't put that out, made it, boom. And that's another revenue stream. And I think that's something that's admirable, that if you're going to be a business, and especially when you're, you know, doing something that, like how I said, like maybe other people have a similar idea, like if you can see beyond that bullshit and understand that you know, stay in your lane, basically.
Yeah, you
Like,
preaching right now.
yeah,
Yeah, that's the real thing. That's the real thing. Like, not looking what somebody else got. Oh, they got a dispensary. I can't. You know, we can't worry about that. We got to worry about what's in front of us and our path. And our path might lead one of these. You know, he might have a dispensary 20 years from now, just from the path that we're going on right now. So you never know. You got to worry about your journey, your path, and make the best out of it. But yeah, you preaching right there.
yeah, and like I see that. You know, I don't want to name drop any other brands, but like they're common. They're you know, like how you said, like what are they giving back to the community? How are they adding back into the community? You know, other than it being just a name, like everybody, you know, like I can't even say any, I keep trying to say company names, and I'm like, they didn't pay me. They didn't pay me to name drop on here, so. But like it's truly important, and I think that in order to be a successful business, is like you have to set the example for what we want in this industry, because this is where the black market meets Wall Street, and we got wolves on both sides.
Yeah.
And I just keep it's real, like it's how real is it going to be, you know, like you really have to make sure that you are playing by how you want this game to you know, how we want to win this, because this is just very corporate. It could be corporate in a heartbeat. And I think the fact that you guys are going to be working with Curaleaf, I would love to ask more questions about that, but I don't want to ruin anything I know about an NDA, so but like it shows that at least there are these companies that are participating in social equity. And on that point, what do you think that we would need to change in this industry, or what would you like to see in this industry in regards to social equity? Like, how can we get more Black-owned businesses in here? Like, what are your thoughts and your opinions, and do you have any ideas for anybody out there?
Off the top, so we do also, listen, this is really my avenue. We do a lot of advocacy work as well. I think we have to start bringing us to the table, and not just bringing us to the table. When I say bring us to the table, like, one thing that you said is that, you know, you have to understand that there's wolves on both sides, right? I think the greatest thing that we have that's going for us is that we are also wolves, right? So like, you gotta be just as savage as the person that's sitting across from the table that doesn't want to give you anything. And you have to make sure that someone understands why. Like, it doesn't matter that you want to be in this space. You need people that look like me, that to be in this space, that validate you. Because if we don't validate you, if the street don't validate you, you're nothing. And we need to have that. We need to have people to understand that if you don't want to get us, if somebody don't want to give you a seat at the table, that's fine. Kick the goddamn table over and make your own table with the scraps from their table. Like, we're going to make a table, you know what I'm saying? And I think we have to, for us, it's as much as work as we do with saying, hey guys, you know, look at us, we're this company. We're also taking the steps to let you all know that there is a Black-owned rolling paper out here. So, you know, I always tell people, like, I'd rather see a sermon than hear a sermon, right? And it's really, I'm gonna do the work. So come on with me. You know what I'm saying? Don't just let me preach to you and hear, and then you hear it and you don't have no direction. Like, let us all get our hands dirty and make this successful. So, and I think we gotta, you know, we have to want to be at that table. We have to say, you know, you all need us at that table. This is what we want to feel sufficient. And I think that's another thing is, and I don't want to longer it off, but like, I don't think that we honestly know what we want or what real equity looks like. And I think that's one thing that we got to take a step back and really ask, like, because some of the things are like really astronomical, right? Like everybody's like, oh, we're just going to do total expunging of records and stuff. And some of the stuff, you know what I'm saying? Like, you like, all right, guys, but these people also were trafficking human people. So like, let's, you know what I mean? Like, we got to be a little smart about this. So I think it's just really sitting down and trying to understand what equity looks like and what does obtainable equity look like for everyone.
And also, you know, just to add to that, if we want equity, we also have to create that. You know, we have to garner these opportunities for individuals instead of waiting for capitalism to hand them to us, or you know, the man to hand it to us. Really, like, what are some things that you wish somebody would have told you right out the gate? Like, this is how you start a business. Like, what are some things that you're like, damn, I wish I would have done that differently because I would have been 10 steps ahead. Like, what is one piece of advice you
that's literally like every step of the process. Like, okay, how do you set up an LLC? Nobody told me how to set up an LLC. I just had to go learn and do it. I had to bump my head, learn how to do it. How do you file for a trademark? Nobody told me I had to learn, bump my head. It took me longer. If I had a mentor, I could probably, you know, did that quicker. How do you import goods? Nobody told me that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's another learning lesson. I had goods waiting for like 3 months because I didn't have all my ducks in a row in terms of the ISF filing and everything that it takes. Is like, I don't know these things. So everything that I do is like, I'm bumping my head on the way, but I'm cool with that. And I think what you were saying is what we're an example of. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're going to create our own equity. We don't have all the money, but we know we can a simple product as a paper that costs our consumers $2.50 to purchase. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's we're dealing with smaller margins here. So it's like, you got to use the ingenuity, the sticks and stones that you have around you, use those tools, create something, use that, double down, and now you're rolling. You know what I'm saying? Now you got something going. So I think it's that kind of mindset. Like, I'm not going to wait for somebody. I'm going to create something for myself. I'm going to develop a brand. I'm going to put my energy, my life force into it. It's going to have value at the end of the day. And I'm going to make mistakes because I don't necessarily have these things around, but I'm going to learn from it. But all those lessons now are kind of coming back into play when new things come around. Like, I'm battle tested now. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know some things now. I can speak on it. So I think it's that mindset. Like, I don't think nobody's ever going to kind of give us anything. You got to create that value and then use that as leverage.
No's don't bother me anymore.
Yeah,
like I used to be offended. Like, and don't get me wrong. Like, we and that's another thing that we all have. Like, we all were successful individually doing other things as well, and then we all jumped on this, and it's like, you know what I'm saying? It's definitely it's the definition of success because everyone is putting their pieces on it and stamping it. But yeah, I think that's that the no's have no longer bothered me. And now I'm waiting for all right, I'll see you again. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you don't want to get it today? That's fine. I'll see you in 2 weeks. Like, or something like that. Like that's where I think we're at.
Yeah. That's it. It was funny you said that about the no's because that's something I actually just had learned myself is don't take them personally. Yeah. Don't take a no personally. That you want to get offended, and it's like it has nothing to do with you. Like this business. This is business. If you approach a company and it doesn't fit, you could have wasted all your time being somewhere where you just be sitting dusty on the shelves because their demo was not for you.
It's not for you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think that's a lot of like, get your feelings out of this. This is strategy. Like, don't let money stop you because if you have that hustler mindset, it's going to appear because maybe you don't have the money, but you have the idea.
Yeah.
And that the money is that's
the
energy.
Idea could be worth $1 million right there. The idea alone.
It's energy. It's if you can meet somebody, you know, it doesn't have to be an angel investor. Like you literally can flip something. Like I want to start telling people about like making information for people, having ebooks. Like ebooks or something.
I was going to say a $5 ebook is amazing, and you would be so. We did a cook. So I also do catering, right? And we did a quick cookbook, and just the response that people gave for that is just, you know what I'm saying? So I told it, having just those little things that you can quickly flip, like that's a big.
And I think with that, it's about getting into the door and into spaces. With that ebook, with that information, you can now meet different dispensary owners. You can now build out your network. You're now going to these seminars. You got something to bring to the table, and now some doors open up for you. Same thing with these papers. Because we have these papers, we can go to Philly, to New York, you know what I'm saying, and meet some of these other dispensary owners and just kind of soak up the knowledge from the game. But you got something to bring to the table. So something as little as an ebook, you got something. It can open up other doors for you.
Yeah.
So,
playlists. I'm just trying to give people ideas. Like
you can
do anything in cannabis, like
cooking, how you cooking with cannabis, or even for our growers out there, educate us on how to grow. Like, give us a little docu-series, like record yourself, record your grow, show us some tips, like what should we look out for? What's good trees look like? What's good flowers look like?
Yes, yes, please. The more you can educate people on what the actual product is too, like there's so many avenues that we still haven't reached.
Thank you. I just got an idea now. Like, boom! Like boom.
That's okay, because right before we did this, I said something out loud and I got excited. I sent a text message, then I sent an email, and then I tried to schedule a meeting right away to get this done. And it's like, that's how this industry works, is like, you don't know what's created yet. And you really gotta just go and jump on the idea, like right away. Just do it right away. Even if it like, and not for nothing, like having something be limited edition is a great way to test. Like,
how
has it like the New Jersey scene been for you?
It's interesting because I'm a medical patient here, so a lot of the work I did originally was just, I basically said, I'm just gonna do it. Like nobody seems to be helping anybody. It was $200 to get your card. Doctor's appointment was up to $400. Our cannabis is extremely expensive, so you could get your full month's prescription to be about $600. So my whole thing is about effective. Like, I always wanted to teach people how to be able to afford this, and that's my thing, was always like that poverty mindset, that feeling like, okay, well, I don't have enough, I don't have this. And a lot of people in cannabis tend to get stuck in that, or a lot of people in the community, I should just say in general, like we feel like, that's why they call it the trap, because it's a trap. And like you can't get out. So I started doing everything just to show people like you could do it. And that's what I still do, is I still show, you could do it. And despite the fact that our laws are a joke right now, and even though it should have been legal in January, they still have arrested at least 1,000 people.
Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah. So like there's going to be an industry here definitely for education. There's definitely, we need more local brands. I feel like not enough people are coming up, and I think people are scared. That's why I really like showcasing small businesses that are just, that are going to turn into big businesses. It's important for people to see that you can do this. It's not for the suits. Like the suits, like half the suits don't even smoke. Like, like
can I get one weed, sir?
No. Like I had worked at a business event, and it was for cannabis, and they were like, make sure you put signs everywhere, no cannabis on premise, no cannabis on I'm like, what? I mean, I get it. But also,
but still.
like, people know, and there's etiquette. Like, we have etiquette. We're
We're not
like what
as wild as you think we are. Like we're
yeah.
some of the people that smoke weed that I know are some of the most educated, respectful, well-mannered pillars of society. Like they just happen to smoke cannabis. Like that's it.
It's medicine. It's a supplement. It's a vitamin. It could be whatever you need it to be. Like, and so for there to still be this stigma attached to it, and that's another thing we're gonna have to fight through, just because a lot of towns don't want it in there. They think that, oh, they're gonna be hanging out front smoking and doing.
Right.
No, I got places to be. Like that's why I'm smoking, so I could go and work and
right. But I think that's one of my biggest things is ending the stigma as well. We want to show you that you can be successful as, you know what I'm saying, still partake in cannabis. And, you know, like, we're just your cool ass cousins that got a rolling paper. And, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know us, you can talk to us. We're very relatable. Like, if you sit down, like, this whole pandemic to us it killed us because we like to go out and talk to people and, you know what I'm saying, really sit down and interact with folks. So I think that's probably been the hardest thing, but it's like, you know, that's all we are, like, you know, and showing people that, you know, you can do this as well. Like, you really can. There's nothing, you know, crazy that we do. Like,
I'm a personal trainer in the DMV, you know, so and the cannabis goes hand in hand with my fitness routine. Like yesterday, I had a crazy workout. I was hurting. You know what I'm saying? I had to roll up a little something to ease my body, and it's like it helps me stay level, stay on the baseline. So like I said, it's like ending the stigma. Like I'm fit, you know, I'm healthy. I use cannabis, and I think coming from an athletic background from the University of Georgia, a lot of my teammates use cannabis. Top athletes playing in the pros use cannabis. They're already gonna try to give you these other drugs anyway. You know what I'm saying? So like, I don't want that. I want something that's a little bit more natural that I know works. So
absolutely,
the stigma's crazy, but it's gonna take a good fight to kind of knock that back a little bit.
Yeah, and there's I think the fact is that like we got to show them how productive we can be, and not just productive as in like, oh, we're making money, but like as in that when we're using it for a condition, the condition is changing, or the condition is maintaining itself, or you've done something to grow as a person and change from using this. Like there are a lot of parents who are cannabis users, and I'll never forget this one woman. She was purchasing a cartridge, and she's like, I need this because my daughter is bipolar and she's a teenager, and she goes off and I have to go into the bathroom. I hit this twice and I could come out and not be, pardon my she's like, I'm not a piece of shit, mom. And I was just like, I love that. Like you know your own limitations, your own bounds, and the fact that this plant can help give you a piece of normalcy or help you excel at something when they tried to tell you for so long, like, oh, go take a Xanax, go take
right.
Mommy needs her wine. Like, ew.
It's just humanizing it. It's humanizing the plant. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I think, like I was saying in an interview not too long ago, it's like, you know, I have a religious family and stuff like that, right? So it was like I was joking with my grandmother. We was talking about when I first got tattoos, right? I looked like a subway, like without this hoodie on, and I was just saying, you know, you got you're making things like humanizing stuff, right? So I was like, she was like, well, why you get all these tattoos? I was like, well, you know, your body is a temple, and this, that, and the third. You don't want to put nothing in your temple. I was like, Grandma, y'all put stained glass in churches. Y'all decorating, right? Like, you decorating that temple. Like, y'all sitting around, you go to a Catholic church, they walking around here with incense and doing all these other little different things in the ceremony. I was like, that ain't nothing. I said, well, this weed ain't nothing but a little incense in this temple. So, you know what I'm saying? Like, humanizing it and making it see. But, like, now I got other cousins that understand. They like, oh, well, dog, you do this and you're able to do this and you're able to do that. And I'm like, yeah, bro, I'll just do this, drink smack. That's all. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's literally all this is. I'm still the same person. You still gonna get these jokes. You're gonna laugh. You're gonna have fun. Like, you know, it's human, but it just so happens that I'm gonna need 20 minutes and I'm gonna catch up with y'all. Like, you know what I'm saying? Or you can figure it out because I'm gonna hit this Jade. Like, that's all it is.
Yeah, and that's nothing but medicating. Like, that's nothing but taking time out. It would have been no different if, I don't know why this always comes to my mind, like if somebody is diabetic and they need to check their blood sugar level. Like,
Yeah.
they, you know, you give them their 15 minutes to do what they got to do to handle themselves. Like, why can't we take that time to balance our levels? You know, like, why is it different for us? And I think that the further that we get into this legalization and just the humanization, as you like, I really like that, like humanizing this, you know, it's really going to open the doors for people to understand that this is truly medicine. Life is not black and white. You don't just use it because you're sick. You don't have to just use it because you're trying to have fun. You could do both. It really is a whole spectrum. And once we begin to understand that life is a spectrum, that, you know, plant medicine is a spectrum, that this is just going to become a normal thing. People aren't going to frown on this business, and they're not going to frown on our cannabis use at all. Like, I truly believe that.
Weed is a box of 64 Crayola crayons.
Yeah.
We have so many different uses for them. I might not never use that seafoam green crayon, but guess what? There is someone who is. Like, I try to tell people, like, now I'm real big on terps over THC. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't care that it's a 30% something. Like, you got sleeping issues, like, go get this 3-point something myrcene, and I guarantee you your ass is going to sleep. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, so it's those kind of things that, you know what I'm saying, I think that we, you know, when you realize and you really do, because I, like I said, I got into cannabis simply because I got injured from sports. And I was like, hey, I'm not taking no more of these painkillers. Like, this shit is crazy. So that's how I ended up really jumping into the I told my doctor, I was like, hey, bro, I'm finna go find out about this weed, like, and we'll figure this out when we cross this road. Like, you know what I'm saying? But, like, I'm not taking no more of these Percocets and Oxy. Like, I'm not taking no more of that because it ain't me. I realize that I'm not myself. You know what I'm saying? And I don't like the person that I am with this in my system. So I'm good. And once I started doing that research, I think that's when everything really opened up for me. Just as, because I'm a patient as well. So, you know what I'm saying? Like, just trying to, you know, I really be like, oh, all right. Like, I'm really learning and everything.
I think it's crazy. One of my friends, he's a doctor. He's like in school. They study about the endocannabinoid system. I'm like, what? And they've been known about it. You know, a lot of people don't even know that you have a system in your body that's for this. So it's like, I think once you understand that too, it's like that system helps regulate other systems. So when other systems get off, you need some of that, you know, those cannabinoids to help bring those other systems back online. And for the fact that they study that in school and we ain't doing nothing with it, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's wild to me.
Yeah. But, and this is like, that's the one thing about cannabis that I find interesting is, like, talking about terpenoids or flavonoids and all of these things that are actually in the cannabis. When you're reading a herbalist book or herbal medicine book or an aromatherapy book, all of that stuff that we like is new in the cannabis game over the last few years, that's always been part of this holistic medicine. It's just, it is literally just the racist agenda that the government had that made absolutely no sense to just, you know, discredit this plant, because it's all of the components are already in everything else. Like, hops is in beer. Like, you're getting humulene from that. Myrcene in mangoes, linalool in lavender. Like, it's already, that's how we had been regulating it. And the fact of the matter is that they would feed hemp to animals. So we were getting more cannabinoids. They were, you know, these hemp enriched meats that we were eating too as well. So we were getting endocannabinoids through that. But once they stopped that hemp, then boom, now we have all this disease, all this dysfunction, everything in the last like decades. Like it's
Yeah.
everybody's had some type of health issue, and it's because we can't reach homeostasis.
Yeah.
We can't, because we took out this plant that it from nature. Like
We took the foundation out of everything.
yeah, like it's we're not looking for pills, like, and not to pill shame people, because some people do need pharmaceuticals.
Yeah. There's a lane for that, you know.
Yeah, it's not. It shouldn't be your first resource.
Right.
It shouldn't be. You shouldn't be like, oh, well, take this thing that you could kill yourself with, first, and see if you don't die. Then you could try the safe, natural way. Like that doesn't make.
Yeah, I was like 15 when I started paying attention to side effects. Like, I just happened to listen to a commercial one day, and I was like, wait a minute, what is this for? And it was like, you don't have dandruff no more, but you're going to have rectal bleeding, my friend. So, like, there's that. And I'm like, wait a minute, like, hold on, like, y'all ain't about to get me like this, dude. Like, I don't.
Oh my God. That's too good. It's so true, though. But we're actually coming up to time. So if you guys want to drop all the information, and Peyton's in here, she'll leave the links below if you let everybody know how they could get in touch with you, find your merchandise, your papers, everything like that.
Yeah. Well, you can, on all our socials is rolling_bouquets. That's Twitter. We just got the what's the
TikTok.
We're on TikTok.
We just got the TikTok.
We look cool. IG, that's rolling_bouquets. Our website is www.rollingbouquet.com. We ship product out if we're not in the store. Like, say if you're out of the way in like Illinois or something like that, we're not there yet. We will be. We're not there yet though, but we do ship things out. We also offer a subscription program where you sign up. We'll send you something every 2 months. You know, whatever your needs may be. 2 papers, 3 papers. We got you. Did I miss anything?
I think you did a good job. We got a sale right now, so if you check the website, it's my birthday. Like, we still celebrating my birthday was Saturday. You know what I'm saying? Thank you. So we got a discount. Like, you know what I mean? We're gonna give y'all a little something off. It's the gift that keeps on giving. You know what I mean? I got a funny story for you though.
Oh, tell me.
You randomly was the inspiration for my cannabis pinup girl.
Oh, really?
It was a picture on Instagram, not Instagram, on Pinterest. Your the American photo with Light Jade from the inside, from the sparkler. That's the brand. Right?
That was my early birthday gift to you.
There it is.
I also want to say happy birthday to Roni, one of the owners of Honeysuckle.
Oh, happy birthday!
I wanted to ask you, how did y'all link up?
I had met them at an expo. They had a table at one of the CBD events we used to do down in Asbury Park here. So I had met with them multiple times, but I had reached out to them because one of the first things I did with them was I wrote an article on psychedelics. So if you want to read that, I often write for them, but we actually did we have a project coming up. I don't know if I could talk about it yet, but
I get that.
Coming out soon. So keep your eyes open.
Definitely will.
All right. Thanks, guys, for joining us. I can't wait. I'll talk to you soon. We'll be in touch. And
definitely, shoot us in the DM. Shoot us your address. We'll get you out some product.
Okay. I will definitely use it. I will definitely use it.
Bye,
guys. Thanks for joining.